And the winner is Ademola.
Yes, sir! Niger! Ademola lookman! Niger! Yeah, Niger! My boy! Ademola! African best! Who they are? See you, man! Now together, sir! Your Excellency! Hey, see the packaging now, see the sway. My guy, African best. You know the records that you broke. What are you talking about? Ademola, super proud, man. My African best. Now you the runner. Woo! Baba, now you. Twirly boss. Go and give us your speech. You are trying. Go and give us. Now talk. Look, that man is good. Yes. Ademola.
I want to say a few words.
Yes, so I can't let my brother.
Nigeria.
Yes, so.
Monkey Boboyi.
Yes, so.
Eshe.
Go. Baba, that's so. My best. African best.
Firstly, I want to
Give them.
thank Almighty God
Yes,
for everything that He's been doing in my life.
Big up to Ademola Lookman winning the African Player of the Year. He had himself a wonderful year, winning the Europa League with Atlanta, scoring a hat-trick in the final, and of course, putting in a great season in the Serie A. And don't forget what he did for Nigeria, also getting them to a final in the AFCON. Close enough, but they almost won it. And this is a guy who just in 2020 was playing at Fulham and couldn't even do much. And now he's winning this. From humble beginnings to now winning the greatest award an African player can win. Personally, I don't think people realize how good Ademola Lookman is. I don't think people realize how good of a season Ademola Lookman has had. Last season in the Europa League, he had 5 goals and 1 assist and a hat-trick that came in the final. He also had another 11 goals and 7 assists. That's 18 GA in the Serie A. This season, just 13 games in, he already has 8 goals, 4 assists. He's going to smash his previous records. And I'm not going to lie to you guys, I wouldn't mind having Ademola Lookman at Arsenal. This guy could transform Arsenal's left wing position. But it's not about Arsenal today. It's about Ademola Lookman. Congratulations on winning the AFCON award and big up to him.
Can we all just take a minute to appreciate this? Congratulations to Ademola Lookman for winning the best African player. And yeah, absolutely well deserved. I'm not a big fan usually of this kind of award, but he well deserved award in my opinion. An incredible player, an incredible story in my opinion. Very inspirational. The brother did not have it easy. He have a lot of setback in his career, but he kept his head down, he kept his focus, and definitely kept his faith, and now he's one of the best. Not just because he won this award, his performance on the pitch just reflect what I'm saying about him right now. Last season, he was incredible for Atalanta in the Serie A, as well as in the Europa League, winning with them the Europa League, scoring hat-trick in the final against Bayer Leverkusen, the unbeaten Bayer Leverkusen. Incredible performance. This season, he just continued to be a crucial player to Atalanta in the Serie A, in the Champions League, as well as Nigeria in the AFCON. He's just really a good guy, very, very good personality. I love his character. I love his composure. He just, well deserved award in my opinion. He doesn't need the award because he's definitely one of the best players, and I'm happy that he at least get this kind of acknowledgement and recognition for his performances. Congratulations, Ademola Lookman. Keep your head up, keep fighting. You're gonna achieve new height, I'm pretty sure.
Nigerian Ademola Lookman has been crowned the 2024 African Player of the Year at the Confederation of African Football Awards in Marrakesh. First things first, I've got to comment on that traditional native outfit. I'm giving that a straight 10 out of 10. Unfortunately, a bit of drama unfolded once Lookman was actually announced the winner. I'll get into that shortly. And to think that just 4 years ago, he was hated by so many football fans because he missed a 98th minute penalty, which would have seen Fulham equalise against West Ham. Of course, if you take a Penenka, which is essentially a little dink for your penalty, and you miss or the keeper saves it, it doesn't look great. But for pundits to say it's arrogant, no, he just tried it and he didn't pull it off. Pretty much because of that miss, he was loaned to Leicester and then sold to Atalanta in Italy. Fast forward to 2024 and Lookman pretty much carried the Nigerian national team on his back to get them to the Africa Cup of Nations final. He then went on to score a hat-trick in the Europa League final against Bayer Leverkusen, who had gone unbeaten all season, securing them their first ever European trophy. Personally, for me, no other African player came close to Ademola's Lookman's achievements this season. The Moroccan dignitaries at the awards thought otherwise. As soon as Lookman was announced the winner, they all began to walk out. Where's the sportsmanship, guys? They felt that Hakimi, who had won the French league with PSG, should have won it. But for me, he did not have a standout season. It's a no-brainer for Lookman to win. But let me know in the comments if you agree. And as always, follow and subscribe for more.
Congratulations, Ademola Lookman. What an outfit, what an occasion, and what an honourable award it is for him. Lookman is the African Player of the Year, and you've got to say he deserves it. He scored a hat-trick in the Europa League final and won that with Atalanta, the only game that Bayer Leverkusen lost all season. And he nearly, very nearly, won the AFCON with Nigeria, losing the final to Ivory Coast in Ivory Coast. Plus, they beat Ivory Coast in the group stage. So AFCON finalists, Europa League winners, Lookman thoroughly deserved South London's finest. And in the era of players like Salah and Mahrez and Mane, it's not an easy award to win. This is a big deal. It's a big deal for Nigeria. It shows that they're just not overly reliant on Osimhen. They've got other talented attackers as well. Now they need to convert this form into making it to the next World Cup because they are slacking behind Rwanda and South Africa at the moment. Well done, Ademola from South London.
Now, if you guys have been following me for a while, you guys know how highly I rate Ademola Lookman. He's a player that I wished Manchester United signed alongside Rasmus Højlund because I felt like their chemistry and balance was so good. Many of the times when you watch goal compilations or full 90s, especially for me when I was scouting Rasmus Højlund very heavily whilst he was still leading the line for Atalanta, Ademola Lookman caught my attention so often because of his decision-making. There were so many times where sometimes when you look at wingers, they are the type of players that want to express their individualism and try to be a bit selfish at times. But in Lookman's case, he struck me as a player that just always seemed to opt for the better option. He was more about efficiency. This is just my personal opinion, but I love efficient players who play for the squad more than anything else, and Ademola Lookman struck me as that kind of player. And yes, maybe that ship has already sailed, but I still kept a close eye on Lookman, and he had a fantastic time with Atalanta. They won the Europa League, and he was a crucial figure in that squad, as well as for the national team. You know, with Nigeria, I watched Nigeria's run up to that final. I really wanted Nigeria to win. I wanted to see my boys William Chustikong, Calvin Bassey, Ademola Lookman. I wanted these lads to lift that African Cup of Nations trophy, but unfortunately, they just couldn't win it. But nonetheless, they got to the final, and Ademola Lookman, from an individual perspective, had a great season. And today, he was awarded the CAF African Player of the Year, and it's so deserved. I'm so happy for Lookman. He deserves all of the love and success tonight. Congratulations, Ademola Lookman. You deserve it, my man.
Best player in Africa, Ademola Lookman. Now, I've already made a video about Ademola Lookman. I've already spoken about how great of a player he has been in the last season, in the last calendar year. We remember the African Cup of Nations for Nigeria. He was an absolute talisman for them. We've seen what he did at Atalanta last season, a hat-trick in the Europa League final. He's continued that form into this season and into quite recently playing magnificently against Real Madrid and scoring as well. But Ademola Lookman deserves it. We know the last award went to another Nigerian player, Victor Osimhen. We know that Nigeria also, like we saw, they got to the final of the African Cup of Nations. But Ademola Lookman, what a footballer. And it's so refreshing also to see a player that is always willing to make something happen. Quite often, more often than not in world football right now, we get a lot of wingers that don't even want to take their men on, don't even want to dribble, don't want to shoot, they just want to pass it, and it's too safe. But he's always willing to make something happen. Now, if you look at the story of Ademola Lookman, where he started from Charlton, went to so many different clubs, was always on loan. I even said to myself, oh my goodness, this guy, he goes on loan. And I remember at Fulham, played against West Ham, and he went to do the Panenka penalty, and he got slated for it. But what a turnaround to his career. He settled in Italy, and my word, not only dressed like a king, he plays like a king. Make sure you follow Afro Ballers and make sure you follow Cupholder. You already know what it is. Ademola, congratulations.